Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session designed to help you sleep, and it uses a metaphor of a sleeping tablet. And what's interesting about a lot of the medication and the pharmaceutical world is that the thing that every new drug gets tested against is a placebo. It's a control group where people are taking something, but they don't know if it's the real tablet, the real medication, or a kind of a fake version of it that has no medicinal properties whatsoever. And that control group quite often has an impact on the very thing that they're testing, and that's known as the placebo effect. So the placebo effect is the most studied phenomenon of all phenomenon, because every single clinical trial is compared against a control group, and therefore they have more results on this than anything else. And it's a very powerful phenomenon because it does actually promote a very similar change to the actual medical drug, but without any of the side effects. And what makes it work is an element of expectation and the element of belief, that people believe that there is a probability that they're taking something that should help in a particular way. So what you're going to be listening in this hypnosis session is a form of placebo suggestion that you're going to have very intense, powerful sleep, but using the analogy of a sleeping tablet to help visualize it having an impact on certain hormonal levels, but also the belief and expectation that you're going to have a very good night's sleep, which from a hypnotic perspective quite often creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. In this particular session, there isn't going to be a wake-up. So this is the kind of session that you could listen to while you're in bed, drifting off to sleep, because there is no wake-up command at the end. There is the option that if you choose to wake up, you can do, but equally if you choose to drift off into a sleep and wake up refreshed the following morning, you can also do that. So find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in, just imagine breathing in a wonderful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow your eyelids to close. And as they close, notice how much easier it is to give your attention to the sound of my voice. And start to notice the rhythm of your breathing. Some people breathe from the chest. Some people breathe from the diaphragm. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow. But I want you to imagine that as you breathe in, you take 2 breaths in. You breathe in, and then breathe in again, meaning you're taking a deeper breath, a feeling of resourceful relaxation, and then as you exhale, breathe out, and then breathe out again. You're now taking a breath that is twice as deep as you normally breathe. And And in doing so, you're activating your diaphragm, and your brainwaves are shifting slowly but surely from the alpha waking state to the more relaxed brainwave frequencies, beta, and then perhaps even theta. We're surrounded by frequencies that transmit signals to your mobile phone or your radio. Every object around you has a frequency, which is why when you hear music at a certain frequency, certain objects start to vibrate. And I want you to imagine that the sound you're hearing now has theta wave frequencies, the kind of frequencies that are guiding your mind to relax. Everyone's had the experience of walking down a street and then seeing someone in front of them. And as you move to the left, they move to the left. Or sometimes you see someone yawn and you feel an irresistible urge to yawn too. Those mirror neurons are useful because it means we can just mimic what's happening around us. A shortcut. So as your brain listens to the theta wave frequency in the music, it starts adjusting to that frequency to enable you to relax even deeper than you normally would. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine the most relaxing place that could exist in the world. Maybe it's a place in nature. Maybe it's a country. Maybe it's a time. And then I want you to imagine the most comfortable bed in that location. So even if you're imagining a beach or a forest, just imagine a beautiful bed in that location. Comfortable mattress, thick duvet, soft pillows. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine that you're climbing into that bed wearing whatever clothing is appropriate to go to sleep. But before you do so, I want you to imagine that you're taking a tablet. Maybe there's a glass of water or milk next to that bed. And just imagine taking that tablet and then swallowing it. Position your body so you can imagine that you're there on that comfortable bed with fresh air, perhaps with the sounds of nature around you. And give yourself permission to accept suggestions to help you sleep better than you normally would. That pill in that magical land enables you to feel comfortable and at peace. Imagine feeling a wave of relaxation washing over you, gradually carrying you into a deep and restful sleep. And just in your mind, you can imagine that this bed is surrounded by a fluffy cloud, weightless and relaxed, taking you away to peaceful slumber. Feel the comfort of this amazing duvet, soft, and maybe the cover is a material that feels good on your skin, silk or Egyptian cotton. Start to imagine in this dreamlike world a beautiful garden with fragrant flowers. As you continue to drift into a place of deep relaxation, arms feeling heavier, the muscles around your neck and your shoulders relaxing. I want you to use the creativity of your mind to think of things that you associate with relaxation. Maybe a warm, soothing bath. Perhaps you can imagine that above you, above that bed outside in nature, a beautiful starry night sky with twinkling stars above. I want you to think of all the times in your life that you drifted off to sleep effortlessly. Maybe there was one time where you were lying on a hammock on a warm sunny day and you didn't intend to sleep, but you couldn't help yourself. Or maybe there was a journey and you were a passenger and it wasn't the right time to sleep, but you slept anyway. I want you to get a sense that nature is how we used to sleep thousands of years ago. Before reliable shelter, we would have to make do with sleeping on a forest floor, in a cave, somewhere in a meadow. I want you to imagine that this magical pill is having an effect on the neurology of your mind. I want you to imagine that there is a neurotransmitter inside your brain called GABA. And I want you to imagine this pill is increasing the activity, which in turn reduces the overactivity of nerve cells. Create an image of these neurons inside your mind, your brain, and the increasing amount of this GABA binding to other receptors. This increased activity produces a powerful calming effect on your brain, reducing feelings of anxiety, enhancing feelings of relaxation, and really enabling you to release any feelings of tension or stress or worries, and giving you permission to sleep well. You can imagine this increased GABA activity producing a strong sedative effect. Notice perhaps feelings of relaxation increasing. And remember a time when you felt so drowsy. Maybe you were trying to read, but you just couldn't get to the end of that page. You were trying to watch something, trying to think of something, but your mind had different ideas, drifting you off into a deep, deep sleep. But I want you to imagine that this pill that you've taken does more than just help you sleep. I want you to imagine it enhances your body's ability to have an effective immune system. Imagine it spring cleaning your body of dead or unwanted cells, enhancing your liver and other internal organs' ability to detoxify anything your body doesn't need, to ensure the smooth running of all the different systems, your circulatory system, digestive system, respiratory system. Just imagine them all being enhanced with this magic pill, because that's what sleep does. Sleep enhances your body's ability to heal itself, to repair itself, and to prepare for the next day. As you accept the suggestion that you have permission to sleep well, you enjoy sleeping well, your body can relax, and the deeper you sleep, the more you will enjoy the next day. The deeper you sleep, the healthier and happier you can be, as you give your body that well-deserved rest you need, and you enable your body to rejuvenate, to repair, to reconcile. And I want you to imagine in your dreams are a way to process all the emotions of the past, new ideas, new lessons you've learned. But imagine this magic hypnotic pill of sleep enables you to enhance your brain's ability to extract the lessons and wisdom of the past to help prepare you for the future, and to create wonderful feelings of gratitude, appreciation, and relaxation as you sleep better than you normally would. I want you to release any ideas that sleep needs to be perfect, and instead create an insatiable desire to notice the tiniest amounts of progress. Progress could be getting to sleep slightly quicker, having one good dream you can remember, having a nap that just went well, even if it wasn't at nighttime. And the more you notice progress in your sleep, the more you're training your body to do more of what works. Sleep is one of those things that the harder you try to sleep, the more difficult it is to sleep. So release any pressure, any demands to sleep, accepting that the more you allow your body to do what your body can do, the more your body will give you what you need. You can't make yourself sleep, but you can help yourself to relax, make yourself feel comfortable, and start noticing what those pre-sleep rituals that you do actually work. Maybe it's a journal where you put your ideas out of your head onto paper. Maybe it's a warm bath, a warm milky drink, or something else. And as you start to notice that certain things work better, you realize that you're in control. You're in control by not trying to control. I want you to allow your mind to experience this audio in two different ways. If you're listening to this audio where you're creating new belief systems on your ability to sleep, then you will allow yourself to wake up very soon when I count to 10. However, if you're listening to this, perhaps in your bed, late at night when you're feeling drowsy and tired, then me counting to 10 won't wake you up. It will help you transition into a deep feeling of sleep where you will wake up at the appropriate time the following morning feeling alert, rejuvenated, healthy and happy. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.